Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we had some technical difficulties this morning. Let me just take that off my face. Let me see, can you hear and see me okay? I had to restart the computer, which is always fun when you're on a time crunch. Hi everyone, hi Inge, hi, 4 p.m. from Belgium, fantastic. Florky from Hungary, hello. Elena, hi. Yay. Oh, fantastic. Great. You can hear me and see me okay. Apologies for being late. Tech issues happen. And it is a dark and gloomy day here in Washington, D.C. So I hope that the lighting is okay. I can see that it's a little bit grainy. And I got a little bit of this uplight, but there it is. We do what we have to. Hi, Melody. Good. Trish, hello from Idaho. How is it going? Is it cold and snowy still in Idaho? How is it going? Thank you. Yeah, it has been a gloomy week. So hopefully today we can create some love and send some loving vibes out into the world because, I think we can never have too much loving vibes and good positive vibes. So thank you so much for joining. Let me know if you have joined one of my doodling sessions before or if this is your first time. And I feel like I just have to say Happy New Year. This is my very first live session for the new year. And it does feel like a New Year's Eve because it is January the 31st. And so it is kind of a turning of a page, reflecting on the month that has been, setting intentions for the month that is coming. So it feels very auspicious to be doing this today. Florky, it's your first time. Welcome. Thank you for joining. And Trish, no snow in Idaho. Good. I'm glad. I'm over the snow, I have to be honest. So, I'm going to start this session as I always do. But today's session is going to be slightly different from the sessions that I started running last year, in that I am beginning, and this is the first of a 26-part series. And I'm excited about completing and journeying through this creative series with you. And I hope that you enjoyed as much as I do. And it is these doodling sessions are all about being intentional, being mindful, allowing this to be a pocket of peace, a little moment in time that you just give to yourself. Just to unplug from external reality and just go inwards, turn your focus inwards, turn your focus to where you are, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're processing, and to do that in a semi-active way, using our hands, using our creativity, expressing our presentness in a creative way. So you will need your pens, pencils, something to draw on, whether that is analog notebook or scrap piece of paper, or whether it is digital using a tablet and a stylus, which is what I'm going to be using. Doesn't matter. This is not about creating perfect art in any way, shape, or form. This is just about the process. A process of creating, a process of being present while we create, and a process of processing what we've been through, what we're going through, what we intend for ourselves. So that is the intention for these sessions. And I just feel, for me, creativity is it's an elixir, and it is something that I feel we are inherently born with, and yet somehow we lose touch with. So this is us getting back in touch with our creative medicine. So get your drawing tools, Get comfortable, get yourself in a comfy spot. If you need to grab a blanket or a pillow, whatever it is to help you just relax in this session. So, hello everybody. Hi Jessica, so good to see you here. Oh, nice to see familiar names. You've got a pen for your iPad and the paper-like screen protector. Need to download Procreate. Yes, Procreate will change your life. However, I have been on another creative rabbit hole with GoodNotes, which is also a lovely drawing app. And they do have free notebooks. Just a little tech tip there. I can go down some serious tech rabbit holes. Right, Inga, although I don't have an iPad and Procreate, trying different apps on Android tablet. Yes, GoodNotes, as I mentioned, is a great app to do that. Let's see. Sammy, hi. I got a lot to do today since it's the last day of Jan, but joining in for a minute. Fantastic. Well, hopefully this is also going live on YouTube. It was the intention. I'm hoping that the audio and sound is okay over on YouTube. I'm not going to check, but hopefully there's a recording there that you can go back and watch if you feel inclined to do so. Right. Okay, so let's start with our opening ritual, which is drawing of a card and setting an intention, a focus for this time together. And I'm going to draw this card, 9 minutes on the hour. Shine. That is our card, shine. And I love that. I shine my light out in the world and joyfully attract all that I desire. Ooh, I love that. I shine my light out in the world and joyfully attract all that I desire. That feels very apt for today's session. Fantastic. So I'm going to place that here and then swap over our view so that we can start our doodling. And I need to remember how to do all of this because it's been a while. Okay, full screen. There we go. There is our doodling screen. There is our card as a reminder. And then I will just put, if I can, there we go. So I'm back in the room with you. Just going to move a little bit down there. Okay. All right, so we are going to be doing some doodling of this 26-part series. However, and I'm hoping that you can see this and that the camera focuses on the screen. Apologies for the light reflection there. I'm hoping you can still see that. So we're going to start just with some breathing exercises just to bring ourselves into the room. And so for this, you will need your pen or pencil, whatever you're drawing on. This is a separate page to what we're going to be doodling on shortly. So think of it as a scrap or just a beginner, or maybe it's just the other side of your paper. And we're going to take a couple of breaths just to become present. And now we're going to draw our breathing, our breaths. So we're going to make some wave shapes. So with every inhalation, let me just turn off my notifications because that will be annoying. Let's go there. With every inhalation, you're going to do the up curve of the wave. And with every exhalation, you're going to come down. And you could do this as big or as small as you want. I'm just going to do that. You could also, if you wanted to, make it like a surfing wave, completely up to you. It's your page to do as you please. Okay, so we're just going to fill the page going from left to right. When you get to the end of your page, you can go down to the next part, and underneath that. And you can make them as big as or as small as you want. Completely doesn't matter. Okay, so take an in-breath. Oh, I love that process. It just so brings me back into the room. I hope you feel it too. Feeling centered, feeling grounded, and feeling ready to create. So let's grab our clean sheet of paper and let me introduce you to this 26-week, or this 26-part, rather, series that we're going to be doing. So as you saw in the description, it is an A to Z of doodling. And if you've been to one of these sessions before, you know that I like to give myself a break from decision fatigue. And so I make use of my little fun spinning wheel so that I don't have to make decisions. And this is going to help us with choosing the designs that we're going to be doodling. We have, let me just show you our reference. This is a series of, a reference of different doodling designs. There are 3 columns, ABC, and 17 rows. And each one has a different doodle design. So I just created this for myself as a reference and as our key for being guided in this doodle practice. And being an alphabet-themed doodle practice, we're obviously going to be starting with the letter A. So on your page, and you can decide for yourself whether you want to create this horizontally or vertically. I feel inclined to do mine vertically, I have to be honest. But you do you. You do what you feel is right. Let me just get that there. And so first of all, you need to draw the outline of your letter. Let me just take that away for now. So you're going to draw your A, and we're going to fill our A with various doodle patterns, the number of which the wheel will decide, or if you feel like you can decide for yourself, you can completely decide for yourself. So ideally, you want your A to be big enough that it's comfortable for you to do your doodle designs on the inside. So I'm going to fill my entire vertical A4 page with an A. You do it in whatever format feels good for you, whatever like type or font feels good for you, doesn't matter. Might be more rounded, less angular than mine, that's completely okay. But just so that there's enough space on the inside for you to doodle. Doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to be straight. Okay. Sammy, you've checked my archetype series. No, I'm just silly. I'm just silly. Used to be a photographer. Okay, so we're going to be drawing on the inside of our A. Now, I'm going to be using our little wheel to decide how many different designs I'm going to fill my A with. Again, you have free will. Use it if you feel called to, and decide for yourself how many you would like to fill, how many different patterns you want to have inside your letter A. So let's see what the wheel says. I have limited it to 7 so it doesn't get too complicated. Okay, and the wheel has decided we're going to do 2. Is this backward on your screen? Because on my screen it looks backward. I don't know if you can see it properly. Okay, so we're going to do 2 different designs. Now, that number 2 is also, as well as the 2 different designs, is also indicative of how many concepts your letter A stands for. So, what does this A represent for you today? What do you feel called for this A to mean to you today. And it could be something that you're grateful for that starts with A. It could be an intention you would like to set that starts with A. Or it could be a reflection from the last month or week or whatever that starts with A. And the wheel decided to choose 2. So however many patterns you decide to do is as many references that this A stands for. And so take a minute quickly, or just take a few seconds, to contemplate your A. And if you're following the wheel, what 2 things does this A represent for you? Something you're grateful for, something you're intending, or something you're reflecting on. So just take a moment. And if you feel called to, you can write it on your page to remind you, to focus you throughout this process. Okay, I've got mine. Okay. If you feel called to share, please do. Okay, thank you, Inga. It's not backwards for you. Great. Jessica, artistry and angels for you. I love that. Mine is awareness and action. Trish, ability and action. Great. Fantastic. Okay, attention. Oh, I love that, Bonnie. Attention and allowing. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so you've got your focus for this session. So keep those 2 intentions, the things you're grateful for, or your reflections front and center. Keep that top of mind as you're doing this. Melody, achieve and agile. Beautiful. Wonderful. Love that. Okay. Now, in order to have our 2 different designs doodled within our A, you can choose how you're going to separate. So it doesn't matter. You can choose follow your intuition. Where do you want to do the separation? And we're just going to do a line that separates where the 2 designs are going to be. So it could be down the middle, either, in the center, or it could be diagonal, completely up to you. I think I will go down the middle. So just separate where you're going to separate your 2 different doodle designs. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. We are not about straight lines here. Oh, I have somebody phoning. I hope that doesn't interrupt the video feed. Can you still see me? Is the phone camera still on for you? Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, so I thought I put it on airplane mode. Anyway, right, so now we are going to let the wheel decide which 2 designs we're going to use. So first of all, we've got our letters, so that's going to tell us which column, and then we will choose the row. Okay, so the first one is B, okay, and then the row B2, right. So if we go to our reference here, come on. There we go. If we go to our reference and we have a look at B2, it's this flowery kind of design. What comes to mind for me is that these are kind of like tongue shaped, so different tongue shapes, and then we draw a line in the middle, like the vein of the leaf, and then 2 dots. And we just go around filling the gaps, filling the spaces. So we will start that. And we're going to just take our time with it and keep our 2 intentions or gratitude items front of mind. And you can choose whichever side you want to start on. Okay. I am going to just do a new layer here, and I need a pen. So if you are used to Zen or Zentangle or anything like that, you'll know that we usually do this with a black marker, like a I don't know what they're called, the fine liners. But you can do it with a pencil. You can do it with whichever receptacle you have or medium you have. Okay. Doesn't need to be perfect in any way. And then this is where the awareness comes in. Notice how you're breathing. And turn your page as well. Don't force yourself to be static in your posture, in your hand position. Do what feels comfortable. And you're just going to meet your leaves with the boundaries that they come up against. Let me know if you have any questions. And the leaves all converge. They start and end in the same place. And they kind of fold around whatever they come up against. And they're different sizes. Notice your body. Are you holding any tension anywhere? How hard are you holding your pen? The more we are aware of the sensations in our body, the more we can choose to shift them, relax them, release them. Notice whether you have any inner critic noises going on, judging. Sammy, I was wondering if you are a professional artist. No need to tell us if you don't want to. I can absolutely tell you I'm not a professional artist at all. This is a fairly new form of creative expression for me. And quite honestly, I feel like for the first time, I'm remembering how creative I am. I'm getting back in touch with this creative expression. I've always had a longing and a desire to be a creative, and I was a photographer for many years, and I have made videos for many years, but I've always wanted to be an illustrator. So, no, I'm not professional. And interestingly, at this current chapter in my life, I may not turn it into a profession. I'm not allowed to because of the visa I'm on. So this is pure and unadulterated exploration for me. I'm literally answering that question for myself. What would you do if you didn't need to earn money, kind of thing? You know, like if your livelihood was not, if your creativity was not dependent on a livelihood. I'm in a very, it's an interesting position because I am completely dependent on my husband as a result of our visas. But it has given me the opportunity to explore this that I feel I'm called to. And I know that one day, when I can work, this is what I'll be doing. And it's kind of like a chapter of my life that is the taking of the moment to check in with yourself and what do you feel like doing. This is that for me. Let's see. Thank you for the love. Jessica, she just tries a lot of new hobbies, I believe. That is exactly it. I'm just experimenting. Honestly, it is universe gave me a window of time in which I am not allowed to chase anything. And so what am I going to do with myself? And so, yes, this is experimentation. And the deeper I have gone into experimenting with illustration, I tell you, it is unlocking many, many things. I'm finding it extremely enlightening. And in many different forms as well. Yesterday, I went down a rabbit hole of sketchnoting. I am currently doing my yoga teacher training, and so there's lots of theory and history to learn. And I have when I was at school and university, I did not know how to study. We were never taught how to learn. And I knew that I had to do it differently. And my exploration of illustration yesterday introduced me to sketchnoting. And it was like finding a puzzle piece that fits perfectly. And for the first time, I'm so excited about learning again. Because now I'm going to draw what I learn instead of just reams and reams of lines of words. So it's affecting many different aspects. Let's see. Jessica, have you seen Jenna Blackburn? No, I haven't. She has some drawing challenges that are really fun. She designs patterns and sometimes they're on diapers or different things. Her drawings are so playful and fun, and she almost exclusively uses Crayola crayons and does some digital. That's awesome. Tell you, people are so talented. I love it. Sammy, you're new to drawing, but am serious about it, as in serious hobbyist. Yes, starting Draw a Box next month.
and don't have anyone in real life who is also interested. I don't know what Drawbox is. Please send info. I'm pretty much doing drawing courses, exercise daily. I'm finding it to be, it basically is self-care. Honestly, it's becoming a crucial part of my daily self-care routine, and I can feel the difference on days when I don't get to draw. It feels like something's missing. I'm not grounded, and that's an interesting realization. And in the past, because I am we all are inherently creative, but my creativity manifests in chaotic shiny object syndrome. And so I'm constantly trying new things and seeking novelty, and consistency has been a challenge. And I'm finding that the drawing is just like breathing. It has to happen. The consistency is a no-brainer. It's not an effort at all. It just happens. And in fact, I need it. Much like exercise or breathing, brushing teeth. I feel the difference in the days when I don't doodle, which is why I'm really enjoying the sketchnoting, because I've also started art journaling. So instead of, I always struggled with trying to do morning pages with reams and reams of, or lines and lines of words. So instead I am drawing my journal. So even if that's the only drawing I do in a day, that's enough. So I'm going to go back into the comments. Draw a box is a course for beginners. It's a very rigorous and free course. Awesome. Draw a box. Okay, I'll look that up. That's unfortunate not to be able to share that with someone in real life, but we are here. Yes, we are. Absolutely. Have to draw 250 boxes in perspective. Oh, I see. Jeez. Sketchnoting, that sounds fun. I was a student success coach for a long time, teaching students how to study. Really, Jessica? That is, it's such a basic thing that I wish that they would, well, they didn't do it in my time. I don't know what brought me here. Hi, Trish. I don't know what brought me here. I don't do this. My first flower almost made me quit, but I went on and I love it. So not perfect, but how wonderful. Oh, Trish, you just gave me goosebumps, because right there, that is it. That is it. It is, you know what, there's so many muscles that get flexed while doing this practice, this mindful art. One of them being acknowledging the inner critic and continuing anyway. So yeah, just tell that inner critic, thanks for your input. It's not needed. We're going to carry on anyway. Such a great muscle to flex. And nobody, besides me showing this for demonstration purposes, nobody needs to see what you're creating anyway. So you can just automatically, right there, drop any fears about external judgment, if that's coming up for you. And then just pat your little inner critic on the head and say, thanks, dear. Pay attention to where you're holding tension in your body. I've noticed myself gripping the table with my other hand. Pay attention to how hard you're holding your pen or pencil. Take that, you awful inner critic. We're going to keep going. There are no mistakes in art. And when you can go on, it will show up in real life as well. Yep. Absolutely. Yes, this is such a good exercise in that. Letting go of attachment to outcomes. I forgot my music this morning. You can tell I'm out of practice. I've also changed my desk around, which is also where combobulation has happened this morning. But that's okay. Take a deep breath in. And out. Connect with your intention or your gratitude or your whatever your A stands for. Just give some attention to it. This is one of my favorite patterns. I find it so soothing. And it's also very forgiving in that when you do it imperfectly, it doesn't matter. With anything, when you do it imperfectly, it doesn't matter. In fact, I am going to put my music on. Carry on. Lisa, are you using an iPad? If so, what app? Yes, I'm using an iPad, and this is Procreate. This is the Procreate app. I feel like I'm outgrowing my iPad and need to get a bigger one, so I'm setting that intention, putting that out there to manifest it. What am I looking for? Spotify. Get onto my favorite drawing music. Come on. Jazz in the background. It's the best drawing playlist. Just love it. Oh, I'm offline. I don't know how to do that. Focus. There we go. That's what I need. Sorry for this little interruption. I'm not offline. There we go. Can you hear that? Is it loud enough or too soft? Thank you for this flow of creative consciousness. I'm inspired. I doodle flowers all the time, but not all close together like you're doing. So meditative. It really is. Okay, great. You can hear that. Yes, Jessica, I feel like I need a bigger screen. Yeah. I just need bigger work surface. But we'll see. You work with what you've got. And this really has become a essential piece of, an essential tool just for daily life. Well-being. What I love about it is that I can take it anywhere. Go to a coffee shop, just sit and doodle. I volunteer at a cat cafe. I don't know if I've told you that before. And I like to draw the cats there. Take photos of them and then draw the cats. It's a lot of fun. Oh, the cat cafes are the best. This one in particular is in Georgetown, and they're just adorable. It's the best way to spend a morning. When I'm not doing this, of course. If you have finished your one side, you're most welcome to continue if you'd like with the other side. I'm mindful that I am going at a slower pace. But if you want to wait so that we do the both sides together, what you can start doing is filling in the negative space between your petals or leaves, whatever you see them as, so you can fill in the blanks. If the space is too big or you feel cold, you can fill in with smaller little leaves and then fill in the negative space around your leaves. So that would be the next step for this particular pattern. Jessica, would you share some of your drawings of them if time allows at the end? Would love to see. Yes, of course. I'm going to have to send my DC area friends there. Yes. Crumbs and Whiskers is the name of the cat cafe. It's on M Street. It's lovely. Oops. In fact, I want to start doing these. I'm going to ask them about doing doodling sessions in the cafe. Offering it there. I recently started doing these sessions, live sessions at the library as well. I volunteer at the library now as well. Let's see. Just joining. Hi, Renyuka. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Is that a Word document I'm drawing on? It's Procreate. It's a Procreate app. Oh, Jessica, you're going to do neurographic art session. That's fantastic. Yay. I'm contemplating doing the Neurographica course, basic user course. I've been checking that out in my creative exploration. It looks very interesting. I love the psychology behind that methodology. Pay attention to your breath. See where you're holding tension in your body, your shoulders, the way you're gripping your pen. Check your posture. Keep your intentions front of mind or call them back to mind. let's see. Jessica, check out Grace Luz on here. She has more tracks on it. Awesome. Claire, where would I find a neurographic course? I just joined. Hi Claire, welcome. So the specifically neurographica. So my understanding is there's a difference between neurographic art and then neurographica, the methodology. Neurographic art is creating art with a specific technique, and then neurographica has a methodology behind that technique of drawing, and it's kind of more similar to this in terms of the mindfulness aspect and the connecting heart, mind and soul with the art that you create. And oftentimes neurographic art is predominantly about the aesthetic of it, like the outcome, whereas neurographica is more focused on the process as the main focus. Neurographica.net, I believe. They have different certification courses, basic user, trying to think what they are, specialist and trainer or something. If you look up Neurographica, you'll find the info. They run live certification courses, different times of year. I haven't done anything yet with that, so I stand to be corrected on all of what I've just said. Okay, I've completed my one side. This for me is like, I love when I've been focused so in on the detail and then you kind of look back, and obviously when it's digital it's more pronounced, because on your IRL page you're going to see the whole thing, but I just love how it comes together. So as I mentioned, the next step here would be filling in the negative space between your leaves. That is a part of the process here, the meditative process. Where are we? 57. In the interest of time, I'm going to move on to our second side of our A with our second pattern. So the invitation is to come back to your drawing and complete the negative space, filling in the negative space if you haven't already. Let's see. Jessica, this is more Zen doodling. Neurographic art is more likes, and it replicates the neurons in our brain, and it's good for ADHD, grief, depression, and more. Yeah, there's much more kind of intentionality behind the designs that you create in Neurographica. Trish, is this a daily or weekly session? I'm doing them weekly. Apologies, I'm doing them weekly. These alphabet ones are going to be every second week, and then in between we're going to just do the normal Zen doodling that we were doing previously. So every second week is the alphabet Zen doodling, and every alternate week is straightforward Zen doodling. Okay, so if you are ready, we'll see which our next pattern will be. So we'll go with the number first. 16. And our letter will be A. So 16A. And let's go here, get our reference. So 16A, here's our A column, 16. Okay, we are doing some paving stones. So these are all different kinds of shapes. There's no rhyme or rhythm to them except that they enclose, and so you can decide if you're going to just do all of the shapes all in the first go and then fill in the negative space between, or fill in the negative space as you go. But so we're going to put these paving stones down. I'll leave the reference up here for a little bit. And we can start drawing our stones. Different sizes, different shapes. Very organic. I do like that about this pattern. Very organic. And in general, one shape connects or lines up next to another one. And this is a nice inner critic flex here, because the intention is not to be perfect at all. There's no way to so say do it wrong. Cobblestone, that's it. It's cobblestone. Love that. I love me a nice cobblestone street. Take a deep breath. Notice your breathing. Where you're holding your attention. Call to mind what your A stands for. Also notice if your monkey mind starts saying that this is a waste of time, or why are we doing this, or we should be doing something more productive. This is meditation. This is self-care. This is tapping into the part of the brain that doesn't get much sunlight for most of us. This is practicing letting go. This is giving permission to play. This is flexing our creativity muscle. This is prioritizing presence, being in the now. This is working our fine motor skills. Many of us are so, used to working on the keyboard. There was a time when to pick up a pen for me felt so foreign because it had been so long. This could just be a break from the to-do list, a breather. And what's actually also happening is that your brain is still processing. Sometimes you have to walk away from the thing, the problem or the challenge or the thing that you need to work out, like figure out. Sometimes you have to just give it space, time and space away, so that your brain can find the answer for you, find the solution. Because staring at it incessantly isn't going to make it come any sooner. What does this do for you? What does this mean for you, this session? Doing things like this. And I'm interested to know if you're feeling uncomfortable with the, in inverted commas, idleness of this activity. Because that's just interesting, that we have those thoughts come up. Take a breath. Pay attention to how tightly you're holding your pencil. go and fill in the negative spaces in between. Do the grouting. What do you use to draw? Gee, hi. So I'm using the Procreate app that I'm drawing in, and obviously this is my iPad and Apple Pencil. But you can use paper and pen, paper and pencil, notebook, journal. I just happen to enjoy the minimalist benefits of digital drawing. It's a personal preference. There's no one that is better than the other. It's very soothing doing this. I'm learning in my yoga teacher training about the different levels of focus and attention. And this is very much what is being described as focusing the attention on a particular object or activity. So it's very much a form of meditation. I'm using Freeform on the iPad, yes. I dabbled with Freeform as well. That's great. It's a lovely, nice free app on the iPad. Very useful. That's a great suggestion. I must remember to mention that. call to mind your what your A stands for again. Mine's action and awareness. Notice if you're noticing any impatience. I can feel myself getting into like a meditative state here. Like my hand is just going on its own. I suppose that makes it an interesting experiment or an interesting experience of being the observer. As you're watching your hand, watch the thoughts that show up as well. Apparently that is metacognition. Thinking about thinking. And this is a great way of doing that. Thinking about what you're thinking about. Because oftentimes we're so busy doing the things we're doing that we don't realize what we're thinking while we're doing them. How do we find you on YouTube? I'm not allowed to share links on here per the message me and I'll send you the link per the rules of Insight Timer. If you pop me a message after the session, I'll send you the link to my YouTube. My name on there is The Never Ending Novice, as I'm on this journey of perpetual learning. And the older I get, the more I realize the less I know. the more I realize how little I know. Isn't that just the truth? Oops. What are we doing on time? Okay, we've got 10 minutes left in this session. We're obviously not going to finish filling in the gaps on both sides. So we won't finish that right here. but it means that you have some delicious leftovers to come back to when you need another gap, or you're looking for some self-care, or just a break away from the day-to-dayness. You can come back and fill in the gaps. And if you feel called to share your final drawing, I've got a little chat thread over in Substack. Again, if you want to join there, just message me and I'll send you the link. So the next doodling session will again be next Friday, and that's a standard doodling session, so not letter related. And basically we just doodle a square, fill in a square. But the process is pretty much the same. And it'll be the same time as well. I still need to create that event, so follow me if you want to get notified when I create that event. And if you've got any questions, feel free to message me. Yes. And just start thanking yourself for giving yourself this gift on a Friday. On the last day of January, perhaps you feel called to make this a part of your February rhythms and routines, self-care practices. You can spend half an hour each day just doodling. Maybe you feel like art journaling, making this part of your art journaling or journaling process. Because when you start thinking about thinking, you realize what's coming up for you. And you might feel called after this to go and journal about that, what came up. And then you've got a little doodle to accompany your journal entry. I'm finding art journaling a very cathartic process. That patron list you made is also in class. The pattern. I'll put that in the Substack chat if you want to grab that. It's a great reference sheet. You can find me on YouTube. Message me and I'll send you the link. The Never Ending Novice. It's not a huge channel. I must update my Insight Timer profile if it's not on there. Okay, we got 5 minutes. What have you noticed about what you're thinking and feeling this morning in the time we've been doodling? Has anything come to your awareness? You're breathing more deeply, yes. Yes, never-ending novice. Very calm, happy feeling, good. You know, even if it's just a fleeting moment of calmness or calmer relative to the rest of your waking hours, that does a multitude of goodness for you. You know, even if during this doodling process that feeling comes and goes, like you tap in and you tap out of it, every time you're tapping into that calmness, you're doing yourself a world of good. Focused and pleased, fantastic. What comes to mind is the incredible peace I feel. Oh, love that, CJ. Do you do color as well? Sometimes I do. I allow my intuition to decide whether after the fact to come back and fill in the paving stones essentially. So yeah, check in with your intuition and see if it feels called to add the color, and be mindful or just pay attention to what color are you drawn to, because that's also an awareness. What does that color represent for you? What does it mean? What color do you feel like you need today? Or what color do you feel attracted to today? That can also inform where you are, your state of mind, your state of being. So yes, by all means. Today and tomorrow will be tough. We lost my father-in-law a couple of weeks today, and the services are today and tomorrow, so this was very calming before I head into that. Sending you love, Jessica. Yeah. This is a beautiful container to hold the people near and dear to us in mind, to send loving vibes and compassion out into the world. Where it's needed. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. As I said, the invitation is for you to go and complete your filling in of negative space, drawing to mind what your A stands for. Can we zoom out and then maybe see a cat drawing? Yes, of course. Let's end off with a cat, or a couple of cats, because you can never have too many cats. Let's see. So here are my cat drawings. This is Butterball. This was his, let me see if I've got his reference photo. No, I don't. I don't have his reference photo, but that's Butterball. He's very cute. He has since been adopted. This is Kichi. There's her reference photo. We looked after her over Christmas in Brooklyn, New York. That's Kichi. Oh, this was Ernest. I gave him a little Christmas hat. Can you see the reflection is messing it up? There we go. And I use these cat portraits, well, everything that I do as a... There is Eve. That's Eve. I looked after her in Brooklyn as well, funnily enough. I use these as opportunities to practice with different brushes. This is Marvin. I woke him up from a nap on the radiator. See if I can find... No, I don't have his reference photo. But that was Marvin. This was Sweets. She's sitting inside. I might have shown you this before. Sitting inside the little TV bed. This was Shark Boy. Funny name. I gave him a little shark fin over there. He was very playful that day in the cat cafe. And couscous and hummus. That's couscous and hummus. So yeah, I'm one of those. I don't have any cats of my own, hence I have to volunteer at the cat cafe. Yeah. There we go. So, and then I also love dogs. So I also draw dogs. I don't have as many because I don't look after that many dogs. But this was, I don't know if I've got his photo reference. Oh, there we go. There he is. Some of our favorite YouTubers, he had to have his front leg amputated, so I did a portrait for them. And then this was a fun little guy, little puggy. Again, just trying out different pens and some random, not based on a picture. So that's the pet portraits that I do, which I enjoy. But that is it really. That's what we've been up to. So I hope that you enjoyed this session. I'm going to change the camera right now and go back to full screen. I'll call this session to an end. Thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate you being here, spending your time and energy here. I feel like there is such a great sharing of calming energy, just calm, creative, intentional energy here. If you do want to join for a next session, next week Friday is when the next Zen Doodle session will be. If you do want to share your doodles, pop me a message and I'll send you the link for the Substack thread where you can share it. And yeah, I look forward to doodling with you again next week. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and your weekend, sending you love and compassion where you need it. And thank you so much. Thanks for joining, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.